So it's Thursday morning and I'm driving to work. Yesterday I had my refeed and my weight went up a lot more than I was expecting. So, I always try not to pay attention to the very first day after a refeed. I pay attention to the second day because that, to me, really tells me what's going on and if we're going in the right direction. This Saturday was the day that I was supposed to do, or was the initial show that I was planning on doing. I'm going to be volunteering there with my boyfriend and some of the other folks that are friends of mine that have competed in the past, and we're going to be expediting in the morning. But in the evening, we are going, my girlfriend and I are going to be handing out awards to the winners on stage. So I have a very pretty sequined, almost like a prom gown that I want to wear that I got for a good price, and I just thought it would be great to wear on stage. I'm just concerned about how I'm going to look next to the competitors. I really feel like I'm going to look like a fat whale, and I don't know that there's a nicer way to put that. Looking back, it's crazy how fast time can pass, and I just feel like there's not much to show there. I do feel full all the time, so I'm open to getting more aggressive. I really would like to lose a pound a week, truly a pound a week, before I go to South Africa, which I'll be leaving on August 19th. So it'd be great to lose 8 to 10 pounds, but granted, with how things were going in the past, the weight is very slow to come off. So I like the number of days that we have things spaced out at, but maybe you'll be able to tell from the data that there needs to be more lower carb days in between the high days, potentially. I wouldn't mind going a little bit deeper on the low days. And then, having that high day every fourth day to see if that revs up the metabolism. Also, we can switch up the cardio a little bit. I've been doing the sprints and then the 300 calories after every upper body. Plus, to be honest, I feel like I'm kind of losing motivation in going to the gym. Like, I don't necessarily I feel like I'm maxing out kind of on those lifts. So, I'm not probably going to be able to go up in weight incrementally like I was before, like add 5 pounds, add 10 pounds, that kind of thing. So the numbers haven't really changed. I know that we have a couple more weeks of this program, maybe like 1 or 2 weeks, and then a deload. So definitely willing to stick it out. I don't know, I like variety. That's why I like flexible dieting. I like variety in my food. My schedule is not super rigid. It's not the same every single day. I like having that flexibility in my training as well. Maybe something that where the rests are shorter and the heart rate is up more, and it's almost like a cardio type effect. I've been trying to do that now that I feel like my lifts have stabilized. So, I really tried not to rest more than 30 seconds to a minute, depending on what I'm doing, and that really, I feel like, gets my heart rate up. Really start sweating, all that good stuff. So, maybe we just need more of a deficit and then keep those refeeds there as a buffer. I'm not sure what the data is telling you, but if you look at the line, it is going down. It's just going down very slowly. And just wanted to know your opinion on that. There gets to be a point where the body fights you, and I feel that is a true thing, but but the point was not really for recomposition. Granted, I guess that's always some like a goal in the back of the mind to gain more muscle, you know, to maintain that and keep the body fat percentage low, but I still am in like a competition prep mentality. And I know it might not be possible this year, but I want to get to a really good place for where it's possible, where I can start doing shows early next season, February, March, April, and be ready. I mean, it'd be great to be in the 150s and the 140s, because that's going to be a better starting point for competition prep. Like I said before, you know, granted I definitely didn't have as much muscle. Like my shape was totally different. I was kind of skinny fat, with some athleticism. And when I started doing, you know, I lost probably about 10 to 15 pounds on my own. I was like probably in the 160s, 150s, but I looked a lot different. I looked obese, you know, I looked bad. It was like a lot of high body fat percentage. And then I went on that like very clean diet, without, you know, minimal cheats, but very low fat, not necessarily low calories, but very low fat. Lost my period for a little bit there. Was like super extremely focused on food, and probably not in a good way. And then after that, like just completely did a 180 and binged and packed on weight, and was like in this prolonged off season where, you know, I probably wasn't tracking for about half of the year. And then when I did track, there wasn't like necessarily certain macros or a plan set up. I just wanted to kind of keep the calories in control. So, you know, I'd probably say like a good year of overeating. I'm surprised that my weight somewhat stabilized like in the 160s, and that I was even able to not gain as much weight as I probably should have gained, considering the fact that I was eating like 3,000 calories a day. But we're in a cut, so I want to lose weight. I want the fat to go away. I feel like I look horrible this week. I'm getting my period. Let's see. So I'm on birth control, so I have like a couple, I think this is like my last week of the green pills, and then Sunday start will be the brown pills, or start to be coming off the pills with the hormones so that I can get my period or whatever. Maybe I'll try to keep a better track, because I feel like you know, this is deja vu, and depending on where I am in my cycle, it's not necessarily like, yeah, I guess it is like when my period's coming up that I just feel like blah and horrible. Like I can tell I'm retaining water, like it's just in my legs and thighs, like cellulite-y, and then in my stomach, like my stomach will look just bloated. Turn to the side and I have like this belly. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, gosh, you know, I want it to happen now. Frustrated because it was definitely much easier before, but I guess looking back, like I didn't have as much to lose. I don't know. Yeah, sad that I'm going to be on stage. I'm going to get tan too, so probably at the next check-in you'll see me tan. It's not going to be competition dark, but it's going to be like as dark as I can be from a spray tan. Just because I know that they're going to look so dark, and you know, without it, I'm going to look like Casper under those freaking lights. So, yeah, and going back to how I feel, I mean, I don't really find myself feeling hungry. I think it has to do with the high fat, the high protein. So, maybe I should be feeling hungry. You know, maybe we should increase the deficit. It's possible my body's getting adapted to the cardio too, because that's been pretty consistent, to just shave off like, you know, 1,000-ish or so calories here and there, plus like the afterburn from the high intensity training. I'm trying to think if there's anything that, but probably not yet. We'll talk about that later. And that's going to be a whole other issue. I think that I respond negatively to travel. Like, anytime that I've traveled for my shows, like, I do try to get there earlier. I really have issues with, like, edema and, like, retaining water and stuff from the plane. Anyways, I'll save that conversation for later. So, it is what it is. I sent you the video that I took this morning after the high carb day, and just for a point of reference, I had a large dinner. That's where a lot of the carb overage came from last night. So, didn't eat that much throughout the day. It was pretty spread out, and then very large dinner around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Yeah, it wasn't too late. Alright. Yeah, that's all I got. So, wish it could come off faster, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know, it's just the process. Like, you go through the whole process and then you look back and you feel like it was easier than it was, took less time than it did. And, you know, if the weight was being packed on slowly over a year, it's probably better to lose it in a healthy manner over a year. So, yeah, we're about 6 months in and not much weight on the scale. I would love to be in the 140s, 150s, and I think that'd be a great place for like a 16 to 20 week prep from that point. So I think we can do it if the body responds in a positive way, which I don't think has really been the case either. But, okay, I'm done rambling. Video over. Talk to you soon. Bye.